The capital punishment sentence of Mikal Mahdi was carried out tonight pursuant to the order of the South Carolina Supreme Court and in accordance with state law. The execution was performed at 6:01 p.m. by a three-person firing squad. He was pronounced dead by a physician at 6:05 p.m. Mahdi, 41, was sentenced to death in 2006 for murder, burglary, and grand larceny in the July 17, 2004 death of Orangeburg Police Captain James Myers. Mahdi shot and killed Myers, then burned his body several days after killing Christopher Boggs in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, during a crime spree that spanned 3 states.
Curtain opened up a little after 5:59. When it opened up, Mikal Mahdi was sitting in the firing squad chair. He was strapped in, ankles were strapped, waist was strapped, his arms are strapped, and they're like at an angle that's just a little bit behind him. And at that point, there's a strap now, and I figured this out after the last one. There's a strap that's around his head that's keeping it from about his chin, that's keeping his head from moving. And he had no final statement, so there was no lawyer to read the final statement. They came out, and right at 6:01, they put the hood over his head. Mahdi had a groan. I wouldn't call it a scream, but it was like a groan or some indication of pain immediately after he was shot. You could see a number of shallow breaths that happened after that. The target, which is a white target with a red bullseye that's over his heart, this time you could see it was pushed into the wound somewhat, but it was still there. The last time it appeared to disappear. And then there was also one final gasp or one kind of final deep breath. Not long after that happened, I would say maybe 30 seconds, the physician came in the room with their stethoscope and did an examination. The examination took about 1 minute and 30 seconds, maybe just a tad bit less. He walked away and they declared him dead at about 6:05.
All of them said, "Let him be crucified." What were the people in the crowd thinking?
It's a tragedy because South Carolina is no safer because people are being executed. In fact, I think the culture of violence perpetuates violence and it decreases public safety, particularly when the state is literally shooting someone to death in mere hours.